Hello everyone, this is Jaya for the session of digitalization. Today we are going to discuss about what is the impact of digitalization in today's business world and how it is more important for doing business on an online platform with a good case study related to this session. So today my first slide comprises of a scenario where there are two friends who are named Bob and David, where they are running a business of tours and travel. But what happens in this case that David is earning more and Bob is earning less. So they are using two different methods to run their business. So Bob is struggling to get his business run, whereas David is earning more and more and he's running his business very smoothly. What is the reason behind it? That is, Bob is using a traditional way of method and David is doing a digital way of method in which David is completing all the request, complaint, query of the customers on time and instantly, in which the customers are really happy with the service and want to give more and more business to him. But on the other hand, if we see Bob is struggling, why? Because he is using a traditional way of method and where it is a very time consumption in completing all the request query of the clients. And that's why in today's world, client doesn't wait for his work to be done. He wanted to be done instantly. And in this scenario, Bob is struggling to do it because he's using traditional way of method and the person doesn't want to wait that much time. And so the clients are not happy with the Bob service. But David is earning more and more due to the digital way of method. My next slide comprises of the difference between these two methods. When we are talking about the difference upon the two methods, first is the traditional method where it has a more manpower is involved, the time consumption is more, the costing is very high, the processing is very low, and plus the chances of errors and is very high, and it's very risky also. But in a digital method, there less manpower is involved, the time consumption is very less, the costing is very low, and it is a very fast processing and it has more and more accuracy. But in a traditional method, the costing is really very high. But in digital method, it's a very low costing. The processing is very high and it has more and more accuracy when we are using a digital method on an online platform for the business. So that is why digital method is really useful and important for the business who are running on an online platform. So now we are going to discuss what is actual digitalization. So digitalization, if I'm talking about, it stands on a four pillars, that is technology, data, process, and the organizational change. So whenever whatever the business is running, there is always have a technology which uh, creates a new or it modifies the existing technology so that it makes more transparent for the business as well as for the customer. Second is the data. When you're running a business on an online platform, there are a lot of data where you can compare your data, you can do a market analysis that where your product or the brand is standing according to your market situation. So these things can be done on an online platform when you're running the business on that particular platform. Third is a process. When you're running a business, you automate that process to simplify the complexity of the business. That makes it easier for the consumers so that whenever they come to your website or the app, that makes it easy interface for the consumer to make it search each and everything in an easy way. They don't have to go it should not be complex for the consumer when they're purchasing some products or searching for anything in your app or website. Last is the organizational change. When a consumer asks an improvisation in your particular product, so for that improvisation, you need to check around that how to improvise it. You have to make certain changes in your organization to make it more and more good of that product so that you can offer that to the consumer. It makes it that whatever the consumer required, you give if you have to give 100%, you give it like 120% about that improvisation to the product to the consumer. That is why the digitalization is always stand in these four pillars, that is a technology, data, process, and organizational change to run the business a real smooth. Second is, what is the importance of digitalization? When we are talking about the importance of digitalization, digitalization always increases the efficiency in your business. How does it increase? When you have an ample number of records, ample number of data, and which is online. So something happens, if it is lost, if it is somewhere it has been a disaster, or you have something losses happen, or if it is stolen. But what you can do it, if it is in your online platform, you are able to easy that you can retrieve those data on an online platform. But this luxury is not available with the traditional method, because digital method has its own rules, its own usefulness, its own impact on it, so that it makes it easier for the people who are using the online platform for their business. That is why it increases more and more efficiency day by day when you are uh, keeping all the records, because nowadays no person want to keep the records on papers. They always want to keep it handy, so that whenever they are going for a meeting or something, they can just open their laptop and show the entire data to the people or to the clients whom they are meeting. So that is why it is really really important of a digital tool in your business. So the next thing which comes into my mind, which I talk about the importance, is it something when you retain the customers. For every business, for every industry, for every sector, consumers are really required, because they are the important part which plays to run your business smooth. So when you retain those potential customers, like trying to understand what they want to ask you, or what are the query, or what are the complaints, if you're trying to understand it more efficiently and trying it to solve for them, they would be happy, and they would recommend your channel or your app or your social media links to the other people, so that the people should come back to your website and do more and more purchases. You get the repeat purchases as well as the more and more new purchases, and you can build a new customer base. That is what the digital tool has its own importance, to make the people convenient for using your website and app when it is online, because nowadays every person is handling a smartphone and they have the internet on the phones, and it makes it easier for them to go through it. My second slide comprises of the examples. When we are talking about the examples of digitalization, it can be anything. It can be a computer, it can be a video game player, or it is a smartwatch, or it's a TV. So anything, uh, if the person is like it's a, if I take a smartwatch as an example for this, so nowadays everybody wants to be a fit, everybody wants to count how many calories they have burned, how many steps they have worked out, so they can use a smartwatch, and this smartwatch works on an online platform, which it is related to your phone, which is related to an internet, and it will give you that how many steps you have worked till now, and how many calories you have burned, because every person is really really into an online part. Why? Because they are nowadays, they are every time they're in social media, they are every time in online to search things or to buy some product for the clients. And so that online platform makes it easier, makes it more convenient for the people to go through all the stuff in a one go, instead of going here and there to get the stuff, to get the information about the product. Now, my next slide comprises of the advantages, which I have made you understand what is the actual importance, what is its actual definition. Now, when we are trying to understand what is the advantage of digitalization, it would be like it is a time saving, Why? Because when you are seeing everything in your laptop, or you're sitting at a home or an office, you're not going here and there, it saves your time. It is a cost saving because you're not traveling from one place to another. You are seeing on a one laptop, whether you are sitting in a home or office. It has more and more accuracy when you're doing any, you're filling the form or you are purchasing something. It is increased more and more accuracy. Then, second is the secure, which I told the documents are always secure when you are an online platform. Because if something happens, also, you still have that opportunity to retrieve the entire data. Third is the easy distribution. When you need to give a information about your brand or about your product to the other people, so the first point which comes to your mind, because the people are in social media, so you can just show that information, or you can post all the information on social media to make it grab the many people instead of one or two people, because in a social media you grab a lot of attention from the viewers. Last is the increasing of profits. That's what I say. If I retain the customers for us, the potential customers, you get more and more profit. You can have more and more good customer base, and your business can run really smooth. So that's what we all talk about when we are talking about a digital tool in a business module. And these points are really not available when you are asking about it a traditional method, because traditional method is a total time consumption, where nowadays people doesn't want to wait for that service or a purchasing part to be done, because everybody wants that to be very very instant, very quick, and their queries should be solved instantly. That's what it's all about of the digital tool, because it has its own advantages, it has its own importance, it has its own impact when you're using this particular tool on your online business, that makes it a more different picture when you're running that business. And so that is why digital tool, which I suggest that every industry now trying to utilize this tool, and it's more and more convenient for both business owners as well as for the consumers. So I came to the end of this particular session, which is, I would suggest that it's a case study which deals with a QR code. You all know what is actual a QR code when I'm talking about a QR code. Nowadays, every industry or every sector tries to improve or try to get more and more consumers to his business by taking this QR code. That makes a more repeated purchases. It is a convenient way to do the things with the QR code. So today's my case study is based on I can say is in a consumer electronics. Everybody must be having all type of electronic. That can be a mobile, that can be a laptop, that can be a TV, that can be a kitchen appliances, anything. It is a consumer which they are taken in. So consumer electronic industry has been now rapidly growing these days, or you can say it years, as it's expected to continue growing, because nowadays the people are buying more and more products on an electronics online. But with this, many competitors, because there are many competitors along with other brands as well, how can you convince the customer to buy the electronics from your company? Because there are several brands over there, and the main question that comes in your mind, whoever is running this particular business, they have the how they can make it convincing for the consumer to take the brand from, or to take the product of their company. So, to improve this marketing strategy, you can create an interactive and informative campaign by using this QR code for consumer electronic products. Because when you use that campaign, or when you try to do it, it makes it easier for the consumer to understand what you're giving in that particular product, what are the uses, what are the differences, other products of the other brand. So we live in a golden age of this technology where various gadgets and electronics are invented to make the work, which I was saying, making the work more and more convenient, our life or the people. It makes it the convenient when you're having all those technology. We are living in a technology world where everything is in online when we are talking about. People nowadays getting busier every day, and it is becoming harder to do the things manually. So every person wants to be it a bit easier for them. So they use these electronic appliances that can be in a home cleaner, it can be a like mixer, it can be a coffee machine, anything that makes it easier for the person's life to make whenever, because every person in nowadays working, they want to make the things easier for themselves also, because after a hard day of life, a hard day of a work, they just come home and makes things easier. They want to use the appliances where it makes it really, even if they want to order some food or something, you want to make it instantly, it can be easier for them to make it online or by the help of the consumer electronic. So the main thing, whoever are in this particular business, the points which I have couple of things in my mind that you should apply that in your industry or in your business, so that it makes it convenient for the consumers to understand what you are giving, what are the users of your product in this particular field. So first is which I wanted to give, whenever the person, whatever the product you have, you should give a detailed product knowledge about that. So as a business owner or a manager, one knows how important is to ensure a complete product transparency for the consumers. And this is true for every industry, especially for a tech based products. Because whenever you are buying something, whether a mobile, whether a laptop, you always want to have a good knowledge about that, how the product is, how convenient it is, how many features it has, is it good with that particular, because these things is a normal or a thing which comes in your mind. To do it, you need to provide a complete product to your customer. That's what I said. And QR codes uh, can help you to do just that. So you can just create the product QR code and add the required details to it. It could be the images, it could be the text, it could be the website links, it could be the videos, so that you can try to demonstrate what is that the product all about, what are the entire things all about. So it makes it easier for the customer to understand what is this product all about. So you can just create the QR code and have a text or images to make them understand about the product, knowledge, information, whatever you want to say about the product. Now, first is second point, which comes into whenever the person is purchasing the any consumer electronic, it should be an easy access to the manual. So every electronic device comes with a printed manual and how to start, what is the troubleshooting, and how to clean and to care for the particular product. But the more complex, if it's if a simple product that can be used very easily, but if there is a more complex product, the thicker the manual would be very thicker. So printing this PDF QR code on this on that particular manual allows your customer to access the digital version of their single scan. They can be save they can save this PDF form on their smartphone and have that manual whenever pocket friendly, so that it can help you at any time. Apart from that, you can also choose that print, you can print that QR code directly on the packaging itself, or you can do it on an actual printing manual. So that makes it handy for the consumer to access whenever they're using that particular product. They can just uh, which they have says a PDF on their smartphone, they just open it and they can understand what they need to do with the product, how to clean there, how to take care of that product. So it makes it easier. You can do it on and print this QR code on the manual itself, or you can do it by it on the packaging itself. So grow the social media. Everybody, when we are talking about a social media, for every company or every industry requires a social media, because nowadays the people are into the social media. So we are living in this particular age of technology, and this has created a strong need to build your online presence, which the other person should know that your company exists in today's world, because in a traditional way or method these things are not possible. So you have to do it on a way to get the things done. So it is always useful for the business as well as the individual if they are doing a business on an online platform. It does not help only to stay connected with the audience, but also give the latest discounts, the ideas, the spread of brand awareness to the consumers, which they are trying to order online. So that is why you have to get a very strong online presence. To do all of this, you need the people to visit your website online. That is what the actual need of your industry or your business, that the person should come online and check your website. This is where a website QR code comes into the picture, that just create and place it in your store premises. You can do it if you are in a mall or you have an individual shop. You can just create this website QR code where they can just do a scan, and it will take to your website. Similarly, the social media QR code can increase your social media followers. When they come to the website, they, if they like your website or the products, they can immediately go to your social, because when you print those social media links on your website, the people are really interested to go to the social media to see how many things or the how many activities you have done, or what are the achievements of your products are there. So as soon as you scan it, it will see the custom page containing all the buttons, likes, and everything. When you are going on a website, these all things are familiar when you are doing it. But it is an important part when you are running this particular consumer electronic business. So, second point is, according to me, it's a one point marketing strategy, that is bringing your advertisement to the life. So, outdoor posters are the great way to promote your business or the particular product. Add the value to the poster and make it stand out by printing that video QR code on it. So what happens that the potential customer passing by your poster can check out the videos for your advertised product with a single scan, which makes it easier for the person to understand what is that product all about, what is, why it has been so much of hype, because every business wants to stand out a very uh, in a place where the customer should scan it, and it should be a unique way to understand about the company and the product. So show them that what is your new, how your new product works about, what is in the store, what is in your company, what are the features, each and everything you can just add it in that video QR code. That's why it says that bring that advertisement to the life, that the person should scan it, because everybody wants, doesn't want a monotonous images, but they want a video QR code that makes it really easy to understand what you actually talking about your new product. Second is allow your customer to connect your company customer service very easily, which all you want. Because in every product, every electronic product, there is some problem. I don't think so that every product is very easy to go. Sometimes it is not able to understand how to operate it. Sometimes it's a damage. Sometimes it can be anything, any query. So the first point which comes to your mind, that if you serve that person very easily for with the queries, the person will come back again and again for the repeat purchases for the different products. So for this particular point, which I think I have some things in my mind, that is the good customer service is therefore important in ensuring that customer loyalty, which I was talking about. So the good customer service doesn't only mean being responsive and only being that responsive, but it should be a convenience of reaching out to the company customer service is also really necessary. Okay, you are responsive in a manner, but it should be a convenient for the people to connect to your customer service instantly. They don't have to wait in a queue to get it done. So allow this QR code by creating this, allow your customer to conveniently reach out to your, create this QR code, redirecting to your customer service email or a contact number. This way the customer will no longer have to type your email ID or the contact number. That is, makes it easier, that makes it convenient, that the landing page should comes to the customer service email ID or the contact number where they can reach out instantly. That is what everybody requires it in every industry or in every sector. It is a required part. Last point which comes in, when you are running this particular business, you always require a customer opinion. So whenever the customer buys any product from your store or from the online platform, you can add this rating QR code on your corporate magazine, or to collect the customer opinion through the bills even. How do you like, means specific questions you can put, as how do you like a newly launched product. They can scan the code, leave the rating or a short comment about your product, service, or the content on the magazine. Even if the product they have purchased, they can put some comments to it to understand whether that is the product is useful to us, or there certain improvisation is required or not. For every rating submitted, you get an email sent directly to your email ID. The feedback you can get help to improvise. That's what I told, that whenever you require about the ratings or the feedback, these things should be, can be printed on a, when they purchase it, as soon they purchase, they should get a message and they can just rate what is this experience or what is the experience for the product. That makes it convenient instead of writing it on the paper. That can be, has a risk of losing it. But if it is an online, you get more and more reviews. It becomes more and more convenient nowadays for the people to give the opinion. For this particular case study, the takeaway points would be that you can add the product info which I wanted, that you are running the business, it should be there. You should have an easy access to the manual through this QR code. You can grow the social media through QR code. Bring the advertisement, whatever you are doing the advertising about your product or about your company, it should be alive, it should be into a video QR code. Secondly, you should allow the customer service to be connect very easily, very convenient for the customer. And last, whenever you want to collect the opinion, that is more important for every business, for every industry, because whenever they are purchasing or whether they are seeing about anything, even if you're buying a certain bouquet also, they always because that is my opinion, I'm just giving you an example. When I was buying a flower bouquet, uh, as soon as I bought that bouquet, I got a feedback form through this QR code, and I just tried to submit my thoughts, my things, so that the company can understand what the customer needs and what improvisation he or she can make into that particular business, whether it's an individual, whether it's a corporate. So these things really matters when we are talking about a business on an online platform by using a digital tool. uh, this was more about the case study and the topic. But I'm working with the company of Uxlivinglab, which mainly executes qualitative and quantitative research for the clients about their products, services, and process. We used to take these insights from the consumer to understand better to how to innovate or to give a new strategy to the clients, so that they can improve it according to the market situation. If you want to know about how this company works, what are the features, what are the pricing, you just have to get to know, drop me a message, and you can just try to get through it, because it becomes an easier to understand how it works. And I'm the one person who will give you a calendar link. You can just add it, um, book any date or a time, and just let me know. The link will come to us, the notification will come to us, and you don't have to stand a queue for it and wait for a call to be done. So this is the main thing. You can visit our website also to understand better, and if you still have some doubts, just let me know so that I can just clear out in the way. So I'll be giving all the links on the website of the Facebook, so just you can take for it. Thank you for joining our session.